everybody, welcome to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and I'm standing here in my kitchen because instead of my craft room because I hurt my arm. I actually need the counter or the island height to do some crafting. The table in my craft room is just too hard for me to get down and reach everything. So I really want to do this. I've got this cute little plastic nativity scene. Now the little figurine pieces, they look like they are like cut glass, or sometimes in sunlight they actually look like actual ice, like ice cubes. So I really like it, but I really want to give it a more modern, updated look. So I'm just going to move the pieces. So it's very simple. It's just Mary, Joseph, Jesus, and an angel. So very simple, just a few pieces. First thing at first is I don't have my camera angled right. Okay, so first thing is this itself. It's got some cracks in it, so I'm just going to hot glue these pieces back into place. This one's almost out, but it's still stuck to this other part. But this one here is completely come off. So I'm just going to hot glue this one in place. Gotta make sure I get it lined up right. Okay, goes this way. So it should have helped if I would have got this right in first. Okay, making sure that that is correct. Yes, that's now in the right spot. Get the roof attached. I'm just going to tip it upside down and glue all these support beams into place. And then this whole top up here, I'll do this one first, where the angel sits, the whole roof has just cracked all the way up. So I'm just going to put some hot glue along here. I've had this nativity scene for a very long time and I loved it because it was simple to have out when my kids were little, and when my kids got older and I was able to keep the glass one out. Then this went down to my day home and it just made it perfect because then the kids could see the nativity scene set up, but then they're not gonna, if they wanted to play with the pieces, it was fine, except if they dropped, the roof is what cracks. And every few years I have to seal these cracks and they just kind of re-come in. So I just put some hot glue wherever I see the cracks. And then I also just re-glue the roof on into these pieces. I'd like to get something stronger than hot glue, but I'm just going to use hot glue today. Next time I fix this, I will actually use like my fix-all type stuff, or concrete, the crazy glue cement stuff. But today I'm just going to use hot glue. It's good enough because I'm going to spray paint this. And so the spray paint will also help hold this all together. So I'm not worried if the roof's got some of these extra little bumps along here from the hot glue. I figure once it's spray painted, it should look okay. Can't press down the left arm. Okay. I'm just going to give that a few minutes to dry, and then I will go up to the garage and I'm going to spray paint the stable part with this trim clad hammered look, and it's a very like a dark black, maybe a dark brown. I can't really tell if it's black or brown. It just says the cap matches the color. I thought it was black, but now it's here in my kitchen and it's looking a little more brown, but it doesn't matter. And then for the little figurines that go with here, they're all in good shape. But I just want to update it. I'm like, I can always, with stuff like this, I can always, repaint if I didn't like the way they looked. There's little baby Jesus. So it's very, very simple, basic little manger scene. So now with them, I'm going to give them probably 2 coats of the Satin Vintage Blush. And this is the Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. I love this product. And then I'm going to go over with this one. Don't mind the cap. The color is actually rose gold. This is the Rust-Oleum Metallic Spray. This is a brilliant metal finish. So it's outdoor, indoor, works on metal, wood, and more. So I'm going to give it a couple coats of this. I would have loved to do it in just straight this one, but I don't know how much of this bottle is left. So I thought if I gave it a couple coats with this and then over top with this, so I'll get a more finished, nicer look. That way for sure I can get 1 coat of the rose gold. And I've done that before where I sprayed it in this, not quite this exact shade. I have another shade I just don't have right now, but it was another satin, I don't think it was a vintage blush, but it was another satin, kind of a, no, I don't know, whatever color this is, like a nice, it's a, well, this in French it says it's rose. So it's kind of like this pink, like an antique pink kind of. So I have another color which I've done that before where I gave it 2 coats of this and then 1 coat of the rose gold. Really helped for the gold to stand out. So I'm just going to head up to the garage and spray paint these. So I'll meet you in the garage in just a moment. Okay, I'm out in my garage. I also have this, I don't know what it's called, but it's a spray paint handle. So it kind of makes you feel like more like you're using like a spray paint gun. So that it's actually easier on your, just using your hands instead of just pressing down on one finger. I find I get a lot easier to get a nicer coating with it. This one's made by Krylon. I got this at a liquidation place for around $5. I know Walmart sells them, and I saw them this morning also at Canadian Tire, and they're around $15. So I'd really like to buy a second one, but I'm just not ready to pay $15 for it, although that might be worth an investment. But I will go back to the liquidation place and see if they still have them, because they bring stuff in, until it sells out, and then they might bring them back in. I'm just giving it a good shake. So I'm just going to do a nice even coat. Oops. That's what I mean. Like with this, I get this precision exactly where I need the spray paint to be, so I know I'm not overspraying. It's going to be a little tricky. Rotate this around and get all the sides done. But this handle really gives you easier, better coverage, because you can see, like when I try to make a fine line, I can just follow exactly where I need it, more like a like the spray guns. Like I said, I've been wanting to update this little main set for a couple years now. I just had to think about what I wanted to do, what colors I wanted to be. I think that's a good first coat. Just gotta get it around on this side. Just gonna be hard to see inside the. That's okay. I can wait till it dries and then I can do the inside after, because I can tip it on its side. And when I first sprayed it, I thought you'd be able to see the hot glue line, and at first I could, but now it's kind of more blended in, and it kind of gives the roof more of like a old style to it, where you can tell it's like an older stable. Now I'm just gonna use this other one here. This one open. I said this is the satin, the vintage blush on these little figurines here. Just gonna bring them a little closer so I don't have to reach so far. And I will say, yes, I do like that little trigger handle. I can tell the difference spraying this one versus the other one, the way it's coming out and the control you have. I'm just gonna move around to this side so I don't have to rotate this board. I can get the back of her and the back of Joseph. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let the first coats of everything dry, and then I will be back and I will be doing a second coat of the black and a second coat of the blush, and probably about 2 to 4 hours. So I'll be back when I'm ready to do the second coat. All right, welcome back. Now I have this spray paint here, and for whatever reason, I mean, it's about half full and it's just not spraying. I've taken the lid off, I've soaked it, I've put the lid on other spray paint so it's not clogged. So there's something wrong with inside the can. So I'll have to get my husband to look at that. So I had to make another trip out, well, when I was out doing some stuff, another trip to Canadian Tire, and I found this one. So this one here would have cost me about $25. Even at Canadian Tire, like $22.99 or $23.99. I found this one here. It's still a Rust-Oleum bright coat metallic finish, and this one was like $15.99, so it was like just around $16. And it's a pretty similar color. I mean, I don't know, here is just the rose gold. I don't have the lid to this one. I don't know where the lid went. But this is more of the color I want my little figurines in the nativity scene to be. So I'm just gonna give this a good shake. Just a really nice, rich, shiny. I like that. I like that color. So I'm just going to give these another, finished doing one coat. I'll give it a second coat. And when it's dry, I'll be bringing the nativity scene in and setting it up, and I will show you what it looks like. Here is the finished nativity scene. I just love the way that this color has actually come out. I'm kind of glad that the color I had wasn't working and I bought this other color instead. And then these had glitter on them, and the way that the glitter was, I don't know, just it created this spray painting over the glitter, created this like crackling or foiling effect. And I love the detail in their clothes. I mean, it looks like their garments are kind of wrinkled or crinkled, like if you're trying to do like the what is this stuff called, that if you're doing covering with stuff with tin foil or that other gold or silver leaf, that's what it is. You get those interesting little lines in the textures, and it really looks like it was just, each piece is just like hand forged almost. And I just love the colors. Again, I wanted to spray paint and give this an update for the last, like, I don't know, if I say 5 or 6 years. But I really had to think about what color I liked, and I'm glad I waited until today to do this, because this is the perfect color. It just goes so well with the rest of my house. I love the stable being that black, and it's that metal. It's supposed to look like wrought iron type stuff. Now this is on plastic, so I don't think I got as much of that detail, but I will say just spray painting it used to be just the black. So you can see all the detail of the straw on the floor and on the roof, and even the hot glue gun lines just kind of look like they're not even there. They're kind of like part of the roof structure. And then you can see all the detailing of all the rocks around the stable and all the little details in the wood holding up like the pillars. So I actually really love the way this one turned out. Again, I just want to say, oh, my hand's in the way, sorry. Again, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watch my videos. And I believe in the intro of this one, I gave the wrong channel. This is Made with Love. Again, just thank you so much to everybody, and I will see you all in my next videos. Bye.